is just something I wanted to point out because it goes to the lens of the understanding. So he says Obama introduces himself to Gen Z in New Voting PSA. I have the best jump shot in White House history. Now people say, "Oh, Vivek, you just that's fun. That's just poking fun." No, like you got to understand this group don't have work no more, and especially our group. And for somebody who didn't want identity politics, your whole presidency was identity politics, right? Like how many of us didn't vote for him because he was the best candidate, or we didn't even know. Some people say, "I the first time I ever voted." So if you the first time you ever voted, you don't even know how to pick a candidate. You went out there and got him because he was the first black president. Now he's telling you that identity politics shouldn't be the arbiter. What he's really saying is, but he won't say it. He's trying to say, really, well, we gotta, all this. My pronoun is this and that. That's too much. Well, say that then. Take us out of it. Because what you're really trying to do is tell these people don't end up on the libs of TikTok. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to need you to say that. Because that's the lens through which people need to understand it instead of putting us in the group with everybody else who's doing really radical politics when we're doing the politics of king and they're doing the politics of gender identity. That's your thing. That's not our thing over here. But you won't say that, Obama. And that's why we don't have the proper lens of understanding. You won't even tell Gen Z what their real problem is. You're like, hey, I play basketball. My name's Obama. I used to try to sound like a Southern black preacher, but now I'm in Martha's Vineyard and I just kind of sound like this and I sound like a wonk, and that's just what we're going to do, and that's how we're going to do it. These things are not the same. This is an improper lens through which a black president, the first black president, should be communicating about what is important to people. Don't be a buzzkill. We're just talking about lenses for a little while. We're not gonna stay here because I want y'all to get in and talk about this, but I just gotta talk about how this is problematic. I gotta hit it. How is it even relevant to the things that I care most deeply about? My family. This is Obama talking. My family, my kids, work that gives me satisfaction. How about gives me money? Having fun, not being a buzzkill, Obama said in an interview with Pod Save America. Let me tell you, that was the most boring interview. I listened to that interview in the middle of the day and I almost fell asleep 12 times. Obama's a very boring man, and those were very boring interviews. I don't know how he fooled us like that. It was all that Stevie Wonder. But let me get to it. And sometimes Democrats, sometimes people just want to not feel as if they are walking on eggshells. And they want some acknowledgement that life is messy and that all of us at any given moment say things and make mistakes. That's not what anybody has ever wanted from a political party. Obama cites his mother-in-law, and this is true. This is not politics, though, but let me just go through it. Obama cites his mother-in-law as a case in point. She's 86, and sometimes trying to get the phraseology when you're talking about issues. Michelle's like, that's like her trying to learn Spanish. It doesn't mean she shouldn't try to learn Spanish, but it means that sometimes she's not going to get the language right. That's absolutely true. But that's not the politics that's not the politics of the moment. And what you're saying is that people who are caught up on pronouns are not into the politics of the moment. Well, say that, but that's not the politics. What you're saying is that there's a sect of the Democratic Party that is run off and acted like pronouns are more important than policy, are more important than labor, or whatever. You got to say that because that changes the lens through which people understand the moment that they're in. And if you're ADOS, we are existing in a collapse. And part of the reason you're not able to understand that, and part of the reason I say what I say about Obama, is because I don't think we even needed a black president. I'm sorry. No, we hadn't achieved enough, and we put him as ADOS. We hadn't achieved enough as a group for him to go and be what a president a lot of times is. After they're gone, they become very accommodationist, whatever. That's not what we need as a people. So we didn't need a president. We needed an activist. We didn't need a president because he's going to come in and talk this milquetoast, accommodations, middle of the road stuff when we need transformative politics. Understand again, what I'm talking to you about is the lens through which you understand politics, understand everything in your life. The lens is important.